the man sitting in front of the slot machine, was completely losing it. He had already spent over 10 million for nothing. If he didn't win the grand prize now, it would be a total loss. But Porter, at this point, still believed that his luck had finally arrived. He was convinced that with the help of his cheating tools, he would definitely win the 600 million grand prize. So Porter kept fighting with that mindset. However, his second marble card quickly ran out. At this point, he stood up angrily, and together with Mark, they went to the bathroom to discuss a new plan. But then, Porter heard Mark suggest quitting the game, even advising Porter to stop wasting money. This enraged Porter. He declared that he wasn't going to give up. He insisted that he had to continue. After all, he had already spent 20 million. At this point, he had essentially bet his whole future on this. If he failed now, he would live in regret for the rest of his life. So, Porter pulled out another 30 million he had borrowed, determined to try again. In other words, he was gambling with high-interest loans. At that moment, Porter was seen by the casino manager as a naive fool who didn't know when to stop. But the manager also feared unexpected problems, so he ordered his staff to activate the defense mechanisms. Immediately, the staff pressed a button on a remote control. Mark quickly noticed the change in the slot machine. Originally, the second level had a 1/3 chance of passing, but now, it was 100% blocked. No marble could escape. Mark understood then. The casino had installed a defense mechanism. When the marbles went through the nail forest, they triggered a sensor, and this sensor controlled the difficulty of the second level, thus regulating the passing rate of the marbles. Mark, however, still hoped Porter would quit the game. Could there really be a miracle? At that moment, Porter suddenly realized something. The marbles had reached the third level. It turned out that Porter had thought of a new plan. He adjusted the launch angle of the marbles to the right, so that they would bypass the sensor. This allowed the marbles to pass the level. The casino staff was stunned by his action. If Porter kept going like this, his chances of success were actually quite high. He kept discovering and exploiting weaknesses in the game. Luckily, his marbles reached the second layer again, and then the third layer, but this could be his last chance. However, his cheating tools still couldn't change the final outcome. The last marble dropped into the recycling slot. He missed the grand prize by just a hair, but that little bit of luck wasn't enough. Porter fell into despair. The casino manager picked up the fallen marble and started to mock Porter. He also took away Porter's cheating tools. At first, Porter thought his cheating had been discovered, but to his surprise, the beer can didn't have a marble inside. It turned out that the casino had known about Porter's plan all along. So today, they had changed the material of the marbles. Porter's constant attempts to alter the track were all in vain. In the end, Porter lost his 50 million to the casino. Now, he only had 6 million left. Just then, a marble got stuck in the iron claw. The casino manager was startled by what he saw. It was Mark's turn. He had spent a full 20 million, and he smashed the iron claw. The powerful defense mechanism had been broken. The marble reached the third level. The crowd in the casino went wild. Everyone gathered around to watch. The manager, seeing the defense mechanism collapse, was sweating bullets. A guy with sunglasses next to him smiled. It turned out this was all part of Mark's plan. He and the guy with sunglasses had been plotting for days. The level that seemed impossible to break through was actually just supported by a plastic control wall. If the control wall malfunctioned, the level's defense would fail. Mark had cleverly exploited this weakness. He prepared a one-time heating pack, which, when activated, would cause the plastic to heat up. Once the bag was processed and placed inside the plastic wall, Mark would use a spiked ball to pierce the bag. The heat from the punctured bag would slowly deform the plastic wall, just like